with y'all? Welcome back to another brand new video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make a Ken Carson type beat, the Ken Carson Rage. I'm gonna be doing more of the happier rage, so I'm not doing the evil. This is more of just like, you know, the happy rage that Ken's been doing. This is like regular classic rage, so it's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Not too crazy melodies, not too crazy drums, just regular Ken. You know what I'm saying? But without wasting any time, get straight into the video. Alright, so the first thing I started off with was the synth right here, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all, but I'm gonna just let it play first. Oh shit. Alright. Alright, so it looks kind of complicated maybe for newer producers, but for producers who have been producing for at least a little bit, y'all can this is the simplest pattern that I could literally think of. You don't want to overcomplicate. What the fuck? Complicate, bro. You don't want to complicate these beats, okay? So if I just take these things right here, right, out, and I just play this real quick. It's just literally a simple pattern, you know what I'm saying? I start off with these bass notes right here, and by the way, this is an E minor. I'm pretty sure it's an E minor. Yeah, E minor. So I start off here, 1 up, 3, and then D. That was my bass line. That's what I started off with. So all right, so basically started like this. It sounds very happy, but it's like too happy, you know what I'm saying? So in order to do that Ken Carson type of effect or like rage, you want to take the middle note and make sure you make a triad. So the way you do that is you put one note down, and depending on what scale you're in, you have to skip every one note. I said this in my last video. So you skip one, put it here. Then I skipped one and I put it there. So next thing you do, you take the middle chord, and I think it's called inverting in musical terms. Just put it up 1 octave. What this will do is it's gonna make your chord sound way more spaced out instead of happy. So here's how it sounds like regular, which it sounds cool, but if we're going for the Ken effect, we want to invert it, and now it just sounds more, you know what I'm saying, spacey, open. Alright, so I basically did the same thing for this chord right here, and this chord, and this chord. It's all inverted in the middle notes. So if I bring them down, you can clearly see it's just like a regular triad, just literally inverted. Now for the top line, I think that's what it's called, top line melody. You just want to create something that's very rhythmic or like bouncy, because it is a Ken Carson type beat. So you want to make it simple, do not overcomplicate it. So this is how that top line sounds, and this is how it sounds with beat. As you can see, in this half, I changed it up a little bit, and I went from, instead of down to up, I did up and down the second half here. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is I added these lower octave notes of the root notes, so it just even deepens it more. It makes it more wide, pause, and open, you know what I'm saying? So this is how it sounds one more time. Alright, so now that we're done talking about the synth, we're gonna hop into the next instrument that I added, which was this lead, and the lead sounds like this. There's not much to explain here. It's kind of just making something bouncy that is simple, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're really trying to get a placement, make sure it's simple and not complicated, because a rapper will not be able to rap on a complicated as beat. So make sure you make it simple, just don't go too crazy. Next thing I added was this lead class, and I kind of did the same thing that I did with the first instrument, or whatever that I showed y'all, the synth, where I made that kind of bouncy vibe. I did the same thing here with this lead, and it plays this pattern. So you can clearly hear it has reverb and a delay on it. And I just want to see which one this is. All right, it's the third one. So for the mixing for this one, I added this for the delay, and I put the mix on 15, reverb at regular, 100% mix, and I added some flanger too, just to make it a little bit more wider. And for the other instruments, the synths, I added some chorus to make it wider, 25%, reverb regular, just a regular EQ. And for this lead that I just played, same thing with the EQ, just taking a little bit of the highs and a lot of the lows out. And then for the lead, reverb and highs and lows out. Oh, and then this plug I forgot. This is the last thing that I added, and it sounds like this. So if you have heard the Ken Carson snippet, it's called Green Day. If you listen to the snippet, you can hear it has a very similar pattern to what I did here. That's what I took inspiration from, because bro, that shit sounds hard. So that's how it sounds, and it sounds really similar to what I did here. It's just different notes. All I did for the mixing is cut out the lows and add some reverb, so it's, you know, I was about to say spicy, so it's like spacey, and you know what I'm saying, it's wide. It doesn't sound too dry, because if it's too dry, it's not gonna sound good. Speaking of that, I added a soft clipper on the mixer and some free reverb. I'll get into why I did the reverb, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when the full beat is shown. So that's it for all of the melodies, and this is how they sound together. Alright, so the next thing I added was the drums. Once again, not complicate this. Oh, actually, before I show the drums, I'm gonna play this real quick. And this is just a little extra thing that I added that Ken does add in a lot of his beats, is a Vox. This is just like a regular Vox that has one voice, and I'm just playing it at different notes, so it's creating a rhythmic vibe. You know what I'm saying? It has that bounce. Alright, so this is the pattern that it plays. It's a very simple pattern, but it does a lot to the beat because it really it brings it all together, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play that with all the other melodies. Definitely noticeable, great addition, and that's how all of the melodies sound. Now for the drums, which is what I was trying to show y'all. This is how all the drums sound together. Alright, so for the 808s, what I do usually is I'll basically go into the main, the main melody. So for me, that would be the synth, because that's the first thing I start off with. This is my chord progression, so this is what I'm going to be, basically, depending on throughout the whole entire beat, I'm going to be continuously trying to have my melodies flow in this type of progression. That's the whole main point of a chord progression, because it's literally there to guide you with the beat. It's how you construct your leads, all the instruments. It should kind of follow this progression to make it sound nice and neat. You don't want your shit to be all over the place, because then it's not gonna sound good. So for the chord progression, the only thing you want to do literally is just copy the root notes of your 808, or my fault, of your melody. You copy. So for me, it would be Control C on Windows. On Mac, it's Command C, I think. And then go into your 808 and you paste it, and you put it up to what octave you want. So if I had it down here, it sounds kind of weird. So I put it up another octave. This is kind of like the regular range from C to C, octave higher. This is like the regular range that a lot of people put their 808s in, but you can also put it up higher. But like with this 808, it sounds weird because it's kind of like a short 808. So this is the 808 pattern that it plays. one thing I didn't do here that you definitely should do is like try to vary it a little bit. Like even if you're just adding like a simple 808 here, like as long as you change it up a little bit, that'll be good. And I'll probably do that later. But if you guys are wondering like why it cuts off here like this, like you see how it completely stops. The way I did that was you click on your channel rack, you click on the 808, and you click on this envelope settings here, and then make sure you make this box right here. So this allows you to control the note. So when as soon as you let go, it just stops. So that's how you are able to control the note and have more of a control over it. And Ken does that a lot in his beats with the 808s. You'll notice that it's either like it stops and then another 808 plays, or it just stops and then the same 808 will come in, like kind of like how I did here with the C to the D. Next thing we have is this clap regular pattern. I don't think I need to explain that. Y'all should know how to do that. The hi-hats, same thing, regular pattern, just a few rolls and triplets. And make sure you do the velocity changes. The way you do that is you click on this wrench tool here and you do randomize. It's all R or option R on Mac. For this hat, I actually added a little bit of distortion. So if I play it, y'all can see I added some distortion, but I put it down because I didn't want it to, you know, pierce your eardrums, you know what I'm saying? Then I added this snare, and Ken uses this snare a lot in his beats, but this is how it sounds, or the pattern. Very simple pattern. I varied it a little bit over here. As you can see, I added 3, and I changed the velocity, so it's kind of sounds like a little bit of an echoing, or like bouncing off of each other. And then I added this perk, just a regular perk. Then I added this open hat. Pretty simple, I don't need to explain that. Then this Pierre, this vocal. Pretty sure everybody has heard this. And then I also added the Pierre explosion effect. Sounds like this. And that's it for all the drums. And then the last thing I added was obviously my tag.
I'm Spokes.
So I'm gonna explain that reverb thing, the thing that I had earlier. I was telling y'all, I'm gonna explain that. Basically, I'm gonna just play the intro of the beat, and it sounds like this. As you can see, it sounds like a very extremely spacey, like just far away, you know what I'm saying? The way I did that was obviously add a reverb on the master, and I made sure that I turned the wet up so it sounds far away in that spacey type of vibe. Then I right clicked on this right here, and then I clicked create automation clip, and it'll basically bring this up. And at first it looked like this, it was like full like this, but what I did was I just cut like right here, I made another, so like this, and then it should look like this when you do it. And then all you want to do is just grab this right here and you want to make it more tense, so when it comes into this part, the pre-chorus, it's basically going to fade into the normal sound that you're gonna hear. If I show y'all, so that's a way to, you know, spice up your beat a little bit, give it a nice little transition, as well as not a lot of producers do that, you know, they just start off like this, which is cool. But if you're trying to be a little bit different, try to add a little bit of things. Like you don't even have to put reverb. You can do like a fruity filter, like the Fruity Love filter, and you can literally just look through here. I've definitely used these before on some of my beats. Like even this sounds hard, you know what I'm saying? So it's really all just up to you, but make sure you try to add a little bit of variation, you know what I'm saying? And just try to be different with your beats, you know what I'm saying? Because with these beats especially, like, it's kind of hard to be different because everybody's doing a very similar chord progression, or a lot of the beats sound similar. The way I arranged this beat was obviously with this this reverb here. This is going to be the intro section. This is the pre-chorus. Then this is the chorus. And then this right here, this is, I believe, 24 bars, 8, 16, 24. This is the verse. And then I believe after the verse ends, the first verse, you're supposed to start off with the pre-chorus, and then it's the chorus, and then the verse again. And I don't know if you're supposed to add the same verse or you can switch it up. I know a lot of people switch it up, but that's the way I did that. So I'm gonna play a section of the beat. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't think anybody's gonna stay here for 2 minutes and 42 seconds. But here's the full beat. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I hope, if you know what I'm saying, you're a new producer, that helped you out. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all found it helpful. If you did, let me know down in the comments below, or let me know what artists you want to see in future videos. I'm probably going to do Wylan on my next video because, you know what I'm saying, his new album is pretty hard. Listen to it like every day. So I'm definitely going to do a tutorial on him next, or maybe in a couple videos after this video. But let me know what artists y'all want to see, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to expand different type of artists, not just rap. Like, if you know what I'm saying, I also want to try alternative hip-hop, because like alternative, just things that are also not hip-hop, because it's good to be a diverse producer, you know what I'm saying, not just make the same thing every day. You shouldn't make the same beat every single time. You should try to diversify. Obviously, if you're a certain type of producer, it's different, but if you really want to like expand your creativity, try to make different type of beats all the time. Don't just make the same beats every day, but also try to make as much beats as you can a day. Like, even if it's one a day, it'll help you stop like things like beat block, which is when you know you can't make beats which, you know, that happens a lot with producers. But enough talking. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, you know what I'm saying? If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, because I'm trying to upload as much as I can. Summer's coming right around the corner, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to be uploading frequently if I'm, you know, still doing these type of videos on YouTube. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.